sign up. So we had to have only 4-person teams for the women, which is the first time that's happened since I've been tournament director the last 4 years. So hopefully for next year, we'll get back to the 40 mark, and I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. First thing I would like to do is to introduce the people that volunteered to be captains this year. And I have to say this every year. I beg people to be captains. I call their homes. I send them emails. I even walk their dog if they really want me to do something for them. But we are always short of captains, and I'm really asking right now that you would consider stepping up. Because if you don't, it makes it a lot more difficult for the players and for myself as tournament director. So I'm going to ask the captains, as I call your name, just to stand up and be recognized, because I really, really, really do appreciate you being a captain. For the men, please remain standing. Bob Lewis, Tony DeVotto, George Fowler, Bob Davis, and this year Bob did not collapse on the court like last year. And Bob said, I'll be a captain this year. He said, but you remember what happened last year. So I told him that we would keep him standing up, and he started to faint. And he said, okay, I will be the captain. Ed Mushil?
Sandy.
Mushil? Not here, okay. Joel Bear? Charlie Waters? And yours truly. For the women, I had to really tell some of these women that you're not really going to be the captain, but I need somebody to choose players. So I left the word captain out, so I was able to get 8 captains. So I thank these women: Barbara Connor, Carol Bear, Sharon Milne, Lynn Hertz, Dustin out. Artie Batwari. New captain, Linda Greenstein. New captain, Inka Neisminger. New captain, Peggy Corcio. Thank you, ladies. Also would like to thank my assistant on Wednesdays, as I volunteer in the hospital on Wednesdays, and that's one of the reasons why the men don't play on Wednesdays. I'd like to thank Mary Lewis for once again stepping up and getting all the scores each year. Now, because the men had 5-person teams and the women had 4-person teams, during the entire season, the men used a total of 4 substitutes, whereas the women used 15 substitutes. And that's one of the problems in having a 4-person team, is that if somebody cannot make it, and believe me, a lot of the cancellations were last-minute cancellations. As a matter of fact, in the last week, I made 9 phone calls to get a sub the night before of that particular week of play. So it really is easier, much easier on all of us, if we have 5-person teams. The funny thing is, for the women, every time a captain would call me and say, yes, I need a sub tomorrow, can I have Stephanie? Everybody wanted Stephanie. There's only one Stephanie. So she can only be used once. We tried to rotate the subs. But Stephanie, you are in demand. And I know why. Now, as far as the weather was concerned, the men had beautiful weather on Tuesdays. Beautiful weather. We had no rain. We had nice sunny days. Women, on the other hand, terrible, cold, windy, rainy weather. 2 postponements. And because of the 2 postponements, the women agreed not to have a playoff. And not one single person, not one single woman, was upset that there were no playoffs. As a matter of fact, I was surprised when I had the captain's meeting at the beginning of the year that when I handed out the schedules, not one captain said anything about, are we going to have playoffs this year? So I just let it go. But Mother Nature came through. In fact, sometimes a little bit of a curse because we're supposed to have the men's women's championship this Tuesday. We've always had nice Tuesdays. But since the women were going to play this Tuesday with the men, as you know, we're going to bring it down. So I will say, in case you didn't get the memo, that please come next Tuesday to support the two first place teams, the men's and the women's, because they will be playing, hopefully, otherwise, we will be playing next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I was promised that the bleachers would be set up. They were supposed to be set up for this week and they weren't. I was told Pat was on vacation, so that affected us somehow. But we will be there next Tuesday, weather permitting, and just bring a chair with you because those bleachers don't hold that many. And ladies, yes, you can make your signs. I know how the ladies get their signs there, and just don't make them anti-men's signs. Just cheer on the women as you normally do. I have some observations to make of things I noticed during the tournament this year, and I'd like to give you a little bit of hint on each one of them. If you think this pertains to you, please stand up. If that person doesn't stand up, the rest of you can point at him or her. The first observation I had is a player that Frank Mazzacci. Hey Frank, would you clap a few times for us? So, if you are sitting next to him on the bench, you leave the play with an earache. He has the loudest clap. That's probably not a good thing to say, but thank you, Frank. He's also very quiet. The next person, observation. That was a Mr. Magoo shot. Would that person please stand up? Also known for keeping in the neighborhood. The next player throws two red bocce balls and says, that's for. That's for
Bob Davis.
Bob Davis. You've been noticed. Then we have this player that goes, after the ball is thrown and his team has a couple balls left, we go, 6 feet! 6 feet! You got 6 feet! Nobody. Bob Lewis, stand up! Here's an easy one. Oh no! Oh no! Thank you, Rika. Here's one that maybe some of the women don't know, but the men know. Starts out with, hey now! Hey Mo! Hey Larry! George Fowler!
Where's your boy?
There's one that a lot of you people are calling for a particular player. He was not in the tournament this year, but I kept hearing, Rick, 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 Rick. Rick Hertz was not there. But everybody is calling Rick as the balls bounce off into another ball into the cleaner, which becomes a Mr. Magoo shot. Then we have the person that will not throw a ball unless they are lined up on the side of the court in the little ball holders, and they have to be in the right order. You cannot have the balls that are turned a different way. Otherwise, you will not throw them. Matter of fact, and this is not in my presentation, this morning, a ball was thrown halfway down the court, and this person had to go down and pick up that ball and replace it because it didn't have the stripes on the ball that was supposed to be thrown. So, Mr. Spencer, and then we have the woman that I will call the man chaser. The man chaser.
I'm available.
Now, I'm not meaning this in the fact that she's chasing after men. I'm meaning this in the fact that she's trying to chase the men off the courts and behind the benches. She's very shy. Sitting next to Spencer. And Angelo, thank you for behaving yourself this year. There weren't too many complaints about you. All right, at this point, I'd like to call up our treasurer, Mary Ann Price. Hi. Never saw her. And Mary Ann will be giving out the awards. I'll ask the captain of each team to show up here and collect the... Well, no, let's have them all come up, right? No, let's have them all come up. For the ladies, team in third place with a record of 11 wins and 10 losses. So see, you can make it to the top three without having to win an exceptional number of games. Team 7, captain Artie Patwari. Come on up. Teammates, Barbara Brady, Ruth Cataccio, and Terry DeCina. Now please don't spend all the money at one time. In second place, with a record of 13 wins and 8 losses. Team number 2, Captain Barbara Connor. Players Mary Lewis, Marty Majewski, and Lorette Cahill. And the first place, well, let's get them all up here. We missed a couple? Ah, balcony seats, I got it.
Lorette's on vacation.
All right, Lorette's on vacation. You girls can split the money.
Wait a second.
Louis needs pictures. And the first place team, the team that will be shooting next Tuesday, an exhibition match. Again, exhibition match. That's all it is. Record, 15 wins, 6 losses. Never was out of first place the entire season. Never lost a match. Team number 3, brand new captain, Inca Neiswanger. Players Chris Whitley, Yvonne Sullivan, representing Europe, and Marianne Ambrosio. Marianne always says to me, I'm trying. She did it. Congratulations, lady. Before I go on to the men's winners, I just want to let you know that the majority of the games played by the women took about 20 minutes longer than the majority of games played by the men. And there's a reason for that. And I call it something to do with physics. The string theory. This here is the measuring device, and it goes something like this. 15 seconds to unwind the string. It's about 12 feet long, and I've seen a couple times where it wasn't long enough. And the way it works is you put this over the polina, and you go over to the balls, red and green. So, I can see this. All right, Mildred, you put this over the bottom. I'll go over there. All right, it's that way. Hold this for me a second. I gotta go over to the other one. Now it's over here. Now, wait a minute. Does it go on top of the ball, or under the ball, or the middle of the ball? 20 minutes extra in matches, ladies.
You're the man, Bob!
You might get a lot of thumbs down in that. All right, a lot of fun. For the men, third place team. The men had playoffs this year, as always, and the fourth place team played the third place team, and the winner of that match was my team, number 2, myself as captain, with players Rich Clark, Frank Cretaccio, Frank Daydone, and Bill Robart. Record 11-10, same as the ladies. The second place team, with a record of 13 wins and 8 losses. Played off against the first place team, and as a result, both games were close. In the first game, the second place team had a 7-0 lead and succumbed to an 11-10 loss. And the second game, I believe, was a 10-10 tie at the end and lost again by 1 point. So they really did well, 13-8. Team number 6, Captain Joel Baer. By the way, when I was talking about observations, I forgot to mention my friend Joel here. The ball whisperer. Little left, little right, little left. Come on. Come on. Parallel park. Just like I taught you. Come on. You can do it.
They listen to me when I talk to them and tell them to go left, they go. But sometimes they get a little confused. And what happens is I tell them to go left and they go too far left and then it doesn't.
There you heard it, folks. Teammates, Spencer Meehan, Sal Pisano, Peter Sora, and newbie, Tony DePinto.
He's walking slow. He's slow.
Today, not tomorrow.
He's slow.
Spencer, make sure they're in order.
You want me to send you that one? Oh, you got it.
Okay. But you probably have a better. You have see if you can add that.
All right, we have an explanation about this morning. One of the bags contained 3 balls that had the same markings on them. And that just cannot be. So please, when you put the balls away, make sure there are 2 with the stripes going one way and 2 with the stripes going the other way, okay? Thank you, Spencer. Bring it up to me. And the first place team that will be playing Inca's team next week, 2 o'clock on Tuesday. Record of 14 wins and 7 losses. Captain George Fowler. Inca, are you taking pictures of all these people now so we know? Players Mark Milazzo. The other part of Europe, Boo Sylvan. Boo Sylvan. He was on the first place team again last year, Jim Zayak. Is Jimmy here? No. And Al Rossi. Congratulations.
All right, smile. Hey, Mark. I want to see a smile, Mark.
I want you to know that since I've been tournament chairperson, this is the first time in the men's versus women exhibition that we're going to have husband playing against wife. We have a couple individual awards I'd like to announce at this point. They being the most valuable player and the most improved player of the tournament. For most valuable player on the women's side, Inca Neiswanger, most valuable player. Oh no! Oh yes!
My team members.
Yes, it was your team members. It is your team. Inca's taking you all out to dinner. The most valuable player on the men's teams, Mark Milazzo.
Hey, smile, Mark.
The most improved player in the tournament for the women, Francis DePinto.